I'm gonna dip out. Alright, I can't respond anymore. Oh, I gotta focus. That's how tired I am. Okay, oh fuck myself. Why are you looking at me? Boogie, I took you out and you stared at me and didn't go potty. You know I'm super tired, huh? This sucks, bro. Anyways, so what? Oh, the heat. Okay. Yeah, so, anyways. Heat wave's over starting tomorrow. No fucking need for a hotel tomorrow. And I'll probably get one more before I dip out, which maybe you don't need to know. And it might be literally in 2 days, or in 2 weeks, or next month. I'm not kidding. I'm not telling you guys shit. But also, like, it doesn't actually matter. I'm legally good. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm liking my privacy right now. How dare. Yeah, I got the control back to, like, have my own privacy back. Wow. Also, my own money back where I don't have to depend on the internet, which means you guys can't control my life anymore. You know? So, that's good. I'm working things out I need to in private, as they should be allowed to be, and don't affect you guys because you don't own my life and it's irrelevant to many of you. But yeah, she's been rough and I'm over it and I'm tired and I don't feel good. But the best thing that I needed to happen, worst case scenario, is absolutely been accomplished, and that was the worst case scenario. Still better than being stuck on Skid Row where people are literally jumping off your floor. And then I saw a picture of the first guy. It was under a white bag. And then I didn't ever look it up, but I guess people are telling me it's not showing up. But also I saw a clipper that showed that there was news about it. I'm just saying I've seen the pictures, and in person, one of the bodies I actually like walked almost next to, not knowingly because it was in a weird spot, and anyways, there was a little tent, and anyways, yeah, it happened. I would assume it's because nobody cares about the homeless that it's not in the news. If it's not in the news, I wouldn't imagine that would make news in LA. It would probably be a common occurrence, which is horrifying. You know, it's fine if I bounce around in my car for a little bit, but maybe I do have a place. I have a few options, is my point. I have 4 options, so I think my last option is going to be Skid Row, and I'm really debating for a few reasons, but I think I've decided on my one. Anyways, not anyone's business to deal with or know right now, and also not of my decision of direct certainty, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. I'm just so glad I don't have to go back to fucking Skid Row. Well, I do to get my shit, but I'm just so fucking ready. Everything that was supposed to happen when I lost my house the first time and came to LA with you-know-who. This was supposed to be the plan, and the mistake I didn't understand was that I still trusted chat, right? Because you guys never fucked with me like that. I never thought people would ever hurt me just because someone that I loved and trusted was explaining to me. I thought there'd be more humanity. Instead, it got more and more manic and rapid. That blew my mind. I've never been treated like that off or online before. For 3 years, I was very well respected, and the streamers, even if they were shitty, that I streamed with, like Chicken, he never betrayed me or doxed me like that, or my family. He never did that to me. He even, like, Chicken would, like, simp to the point where he would, like, you know, he never fucking ever crossed my boundaries if I told him not to. And it wasn't, like, a simp thing. It was, my favorite thing about Chicken was that he kind of did his own thing. He was perfect, like, college-type relationship where it was, like, fun, and you would never imagine, like, I didn't even want to get into Chicken initially. I thought he was a child. He didn't have the shit he had when Baked left and sent me to him, but I didn't realize that at first. So when I met Chicken a year prior, he was totally a child. He was a baby from his parents. I think he was crashing at Bakes, if I'm not mistaken, homeless. I don't remember for sure. He didn't have a house, he didn't have a good job, and he wasn't a successful streamer, right? To my knowledge, he was just a child. And it annoyed me, and I remember he cried after Baked maced the guard because Chicken drove the car home that night from Scottsdale. And, okay, so I wasn't there that night because I was cleaning and I was going to meet them up. And then I think they were supposed to come back after it happened, but that was when the cops called them, I guess, because I think they went to drive away and the cops found them. I don't remember the details, don't quote me on that. Anyways, Chicken ended up, after Bake got jailed, bringing the car back from Scottsdale at that bar, and I think I had made all the bed. Yeah, no, I think I just went back to my house. He missed me by like half an hour and called me, because that was when he got back from Scottsdale with Bake's car. Anywho, oh god, where am I going? So, long story short, I never looked at Chicken, and he's blonde, and I don't like blondes, and he's kind of does look like my twin somewhat in boy form, but shorter. That's weird too when I think about it. Also though, we were kind of free laissez-faire, and you do me, I do you, let's have fun. And he protected my image on the internet in a totally human, valid way. Of course, that's what I would expect. Because even Chicken, who I don't think is a good person really, I don't care though, I don't hate him, I don't want to hang with him. But he's not the monster I thought he was either. But he's not great either. There's definitely problems that he could address in life. Not the point. He never did to me and isn't the type of person. And Baked wasn't either. And you know what? I was so deluded that the internet wouldn't do what it did to me. And that no one I loved as much as I loved as the last person that did all this would do to me. All of it was mind-blowing. Yeah, no, it was pretty intense. So, that being said, I now have the power back that I had beyond what you guys try to take from me. And that feels good. This is exactly what I meant to happen when I did what I did. Although it took way longer and other things that I didn't expect to happen in the pathway of that. Basically exactly what I thought would happen if I got what I got done. Slowly, very slowly. Most of it has been spot on. Sometimes I underestimate how much people will react to a certain situation if it were to go one way. And usually it does, because I'm pretty intuitive and I'm just following my gut, and I've been almost perfectly right every time. Like, I knew you guys would incentivize and criminalize a doxed court case that I never fucking wanted publicized. But I knew it was there, and I knew if it happened, I was really scared when that judge just decided my warrants in another state for the same crimes weren't good enough for an EO, but someone lies about DV status, and that's why I'm scared. You see why I'm pissed? Someone that literally just had the same federally connected, it was just a state over, dude evaded. Why would you deny my emergency order of protection if you just looked at the evidence that was already documented? Why would you deny it to EO? It was all, he's warranted, bro. What the fuck? That's obviously good enough reason. Oh my god, the end. There was no proof needed for that. Any judge anywhere else would have instantly granted that as an EO. And even in apparently Florida, whoever granted Psycho that EO for Zay and Pebs, I don't know what the fuck that was about, but that was scary. I'm just saying, yikes. Anyways, so that being fucking said, yeah, there's oh god, I lost my train of thought, and I'm not looking down to remind myself. Maybe I can. Oh god, I forgot. I wanted to make a point, I lost it, my bad. I'm tired as fuck, and we have 60 minutes. Base. And explosive highway, that's me too. Yeah, I have no idea what I was talking about. I lost it. Yeah, I still only have bronchitis because that's kind of how it's going, you know. I will say though, nice work on realizing I haven't coughed 5 times in a row for only 2-minute breaks of non-coughing or even less. I think my cough just disappeared for a minute. That's great. Oh yeah, I puked earlier. It was so bad. Oh my god, I was talking to people and I was just like, I can't. I can't type. I'm too tired. I can't even process that many words. I can't even audio right now. I gave up. I was done. Yeah, fuck my cough. It's evil. It's horrible. I'm in Arizona. Why do I have fucking bronchitis? Who is this? Oh, it's called stress, Shay. And this is what happens. Your immunity disappears. And then even in Arizona, yeah, bitch, you're gonna catch bronchitis. That is what stress does. Ho. And here we are. You know? Sorry, guys. I can't look at you right now. I forgot what I was talking about. I had a point to make. I hope it comes back to me. Maybe you guys remind me when we park, but we're not quite there yet. Kind of just want to get back to the hotel. Oh, man. Annoying and annoyinger. Abigail, you're my best friend. Did you know? Oh, I'm going to put some music on, honestly. Because I think I'm just going to mentally chill. Because I really want to talk to you guys, but I'm not going to risk my shit right now either. Also, I don't even have a setup right now that I feel comfortable glancing at you guys for. So I'm going to be responsible, put some music on, chill for 50 minutes. I'll pay attention and catch up in a second. Just chill for a second, guys. It's just music. 15 minutes, you'll be fine. Alright, here's some old school Florida pop punk that one of my Ohio classmates brought from Florida when he transferred. You know, Pathway to Providence, one of the early MySpace bands that they're really good, but they're definitely just a local band from Florida that somehow, that was, also, you know what, I'm a babble. I'm not looking at you guys, so sorry. What I loved about my age group's transition in Warped Tour was that we got to watch the evolution in real time of old world music distribution and the ways that people got their words around versus the digital combination, which is more my age group era for Warped Tour. And then basically like I forgot what I was saying again. Oh, I wasn't important. I'm just being chatty. I'm sorry guys, I'm so tired. I'll probably not make sense. Fuck off. Ignore me right now. I don't matter. Just listen to the music. Oh yeah, the MySpace era, and then pop punk and Warped Tour. Yeah, no, it changed overnight when I started going to Warped Tour. I watched the end of the culture of the original Warped Tour, which was why I loved Warped Tour. I went in 2008. I was 17, and I just thought it was so bomb how the bands, like, they would tour with. Okay, so for starters, I'm pretty sure all Warps have it, but Cleveland's definitely had a local favorites voted in band, and I've seen Plexus there and Trinity because they're all good. Of course, I think Bonk played at Warped Tour. They were the general metro pick. So yeah, they were local to my area, so they were more hit in Akron than anywhere else, but they were, I believe, the whole Cleveland Metro, they were voted in bands, and they were amazing, so they should have been. But that was cool, because what that did was, I really liked how it demonstrated, like, a stage for even local bands. And then I was there also in 2009 when Katy Perry got her big thing, which is wild to me, because I was one of my best friends from horseback riding, and I was like 17 or 18, it was 18, and she took me to a bar, and I just graduated, so I didn't have class. Oh, I might have been in college. Oh, I'd worked. Okay, yeah, no, she took me to this bar in Akron, and she was like a year older than me, and she was a bad bitch. She was the oldest one in the horse group by a year from me. Me and my other friend were in the middle, and then we had one friend that was younger than us. So, anyways, this girl was slightly older, so it made a difference in middle school and high school, right? And I know these girls had done as a kid, so we literally developed together. Anyways, she was the one with the curves. She was the one who didn't give a fuck, and she got her shit handled, and everybody wanted to. She was the one who got her way, you know? But I care about her a lot. She's not a piece of shit. She's been through some shit, not my point. But, yeah, dude, we went to this bar. I forget what it was fucking called. And she loved to go to clubs. I literally realized how much clubs were. Oh my god, fuck clubs. They give me anxiety. Scottsdale? No fucking way. Honestly, the only ever times I realized I ever had fun in Scottsdale clubs was because me and Chicken were just having so much fun. And it gave me anxiety because when I would go to Scottsdale with my girlfriends, I don't know, I just don't like being crowded. I don't like guys brushing up against me thinking that's normal. I don't like that culture. Yeah, I've been a stripper for income, and then I kept it classy. And I didn't make as much because of that, but I still made enough, and that was fine. I had a regular job also because of that. So I'm saying, like, I flit in and out with the degeneracy, but I've got limits. And I never felt comfortable in bars. So this girl, my girlfriend, she loved them, and I forget what this Akron bar was called. It was so weird to me. All we did was we fucking went to it. Everybody just got drunk real fast, and all these sweaty weirdos were dancing on each other. I'm like, why are we not at a punk show? I'm not kidding. Those were the only places that made me feel comfortable when there was a crowd. I really do have crowd anxiety, whether anyone wants to validate that or tell me I'm a liar. I don't care what you say. It is what it is. It's real. I've never mentioned it. It's not a thing now. Well, not often, but under high stress, yeah, everything that triggered me as a kid kind of comes up. But that's only because I'm under so much stress. It's not natural. But yeah, so anyways, Warped Tour, my era of the beginning and then watching it end. I attended Warped Tour basically every other year from 2008 to 2018 when it was the last year that the original non-corporately owned Warped Tour existed. Like, you know, pre-2020 and the world making all concerts of any importance extremely expensive, and still, you know, even as expensive as Warped Tour looks now compared to what it used to be, and being owned by Live Nation, yikes. We still get the same show, it doesn't have the same essence. But I did get to fly back to Cleveland while I lived in Scottsdale just to get all my friends, including my sister's baby daddy. Wild how that ended up. I got them all to at least hang out, but I got a lot of them to show up to Warped too, and we just went because we loved it and it was what we did as kids. My best friend and I, we laughed because we went and it was like all these people our age with kids on their shoulders. It was such a weird vibe because we started out like in our teens, you know. But Warped Tour means so much to me, and it was so cool to see how it started, what it did for culture with music, and how it got like voices and music around without like too much money, and you know, it was crowd picked with some of the local ways they did cool stuff. And Katy Perry, nobody knew her when I was there the one year, but oh yeah, that was me and Brittany. Okay, so that was the night when we went to Akron. I had just been to Warped Tour like a week or two prior. I'd never heard of Katy Perry. And then all of a sudden she was all over the radios. But this weird brunette bitch nobody knew was getting kissed in a booth. She was hot, but like nobody knew her. And I think that was 2009. Maybe, okay, so I skipped a few years. I never went to it in Arizona. I did try, but the heat was no. Warped used to be so fucked because if you got a ticket and they would not for any reason let you back in if you left. So I couldn't just go home and rest and go back if I needed to. You literally lose a lot of money if you disappeared. And they actually, I believe, had a literal death in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, it was enough to change the rules. Because they would charge like $4 a water bottle. So what they were mandating to do by law, because something really bad happened because of that bullshit, you know, they were being really greedy with that. People should be able to come in and go out. I'm sorry, dude, like, people already brought drugs in the first time. What do you think they're gonna, but more than likely, they're gonna go home, rest, take some drugs, go home, and then go back. The fuck? Like, everybody brought their drugs in already. There's no validity to not letting people back in other than you don't want them not paying for your shit. Fuck them. So that was the point. There wasn't... This kid, I think, got really sick or died in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. It was Warped Tour specifically, though. So they changed their whole policy because the kid... I'd been there, like... They wouldn't let you refill your water bottles or something initially, or... I think it was like... Nobody wanted to spend $4, and you couldn't bring more than a certain amount of your own in, I believe. This was 2008. I'm sure it changed, or I don't know if I'm perfectly spot on, but there was this very strict policy that was designed to make you spend as much as you could on them, so you didn't bring your own shit because they wouldn't let you. It was really fun, and it did get exposed when that kid got sick. I don't remember the full details or if it was for sure due, but something happened. They had to get more. They didn't lower their goddamn waters to $4, or to less than $4, but they basically made a rule where you could bring more in that were yours to start with. And then also they put out more hoses of tap water randomly everywhere. So yeah, that was what they did. But that was the fucked up part. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Why did I go into that tangent? Yeah, no, it was like so cool. Oh yeah, no, Arizona, no. I bought tickets one year and realized no way in hell because I just wanted to go, and I was gonna go until I realized my medical condition was never gonna let me do that. It was on Ohio or California. I don't think I've never been to Warped in California. Actually, I've only been to Warped in Ohio. Whoa. Yeah. And then back to the Beast Fest right before 2020 happened. Oh my god, it was like the big Dream Festival. And as most things right before COVID, it never happened after. But it should have continued if COVID hadn't happened. It would have. I think it was Goldfinger dude, and then maybe Mark Hoppus. They organized the Back to the Beach Fest at the Huntington Beach. And of course, I always compare generationally the influence between Parker Cannon's Story So Far and, the Boys from Blink. I don't care if you hate them or love them, or if they're mainstream and overdone or not. The reality is they influence generations. And I see Story So Far following in a slightly edgier, more gritty, post-pop punk lead that Blink has, where they captivate generations of fans. And they keep their content fresh, but also themselves. And they don't really, Blink-182 went mainstream in the 90s. Yeah, they all sold out. But also, Blink-182, I love every generation's album that they've hit. And it's so crazy to be like, yeah, when I got into Blink-182, I was totally listening to Buddha. That's so old. And I'm like, whoa, no, when I was 12, fucking Self-Titled came out. I think that was the year Travis and the Plane situation happened. Or they got back together. I don't know. I think that was my I Miss You album that came out that year. I was at the horse show, getting booed already playing that shit. So that was me growing up too, and it was older people too. And then, even when I'm in my late 20s, they're making shit that Zoomers get to develop up to, which was like, on some emo shit. Nine, that album is actually really good. And it reminds me of Ohio, hella, because that's when it came out, kind of. And then California, 2016, it is literally everything about California that I was basically like, it was 2016, I was always in Orange County, yeah. So I just felt like I was, even though they didn't start out my age group's influence initially, they've continued so long that they're even reaching Gen Z, So, anyways, oh my god, I can't breathe. Oh my god, one day. I think this is a mostly straight path, but goddamn, let me go back. We have 9 minutes left, okay. Anyways. So, yeah, Warped Tour is a big thing for me. It's more than just a show. It was a fucking movement, and it evolved in front of my eyes, and I also, like many people in my exact direct age group, 90s and younger, social media developmental stage, those will never have the world anyone older than us thought they had, even if they didn't have it very long. Older millennials were too mentally developed already by the time the economy crashed to even have a hope. Like, what I'm saying is, like, our age group mind, we were at the very edge of not knowing what the rest of the world could have looked like before us, right, briefly. We were just so young, we didn't know it was changing like that. We still grew up in a world that no one else knew before us, but that was all we knew. So we're different. And the way that the scene changed musically, and the best part about fucking MySpace was obviously the music. Fuck Facebook and its generic mainstream normie shit. I fucking hate Facebook. I fucking want it. Fuck you, Facebook. Also, Zuckerberg's weird. Tom is your best friend, obviously. Don't you know? It's automatically on your top 8. I'm sorry, I'm being an old boomer right now. Except I'm actually a millennial, but I digress. My point is, when the housing economy crashed, I had just graduated, which means my age group was still underdeveloped mentally enough to realize when we had just graduated, everything we learned didn't really happen. We didn't have access to those things. There was a different situation. There was a different focus. And we had to recreate how we generated income as a generation before we were, our frontal cortex is really fully, truly, we're done developing. That's imperative because in my eyes that says, no, if you're fully mentally developed, you kind of are never going to see things. Listen, the slightly older millennials and zennials, in my opinion, they're different in a lot of ways, even just by generations of like high school, 4 years, you know, because so much changed and happened so fast that there's a lot of different layers to the millennial. And I think if you put Gen X and millennials and Zoomers in one whole like metropolitan generation, there's a lot of similarities and also disparities that you'll never not be able to see. And when you look at it, you can't not understand why the world and people don't get each other of different generations. It's so blatantly obvious when you get it, when you look at it like that. But Gen Z, Gen X, and us. Gen Z basically had the convenience era of offline reality, but the convenience and tech, they got the best parts of the tech era. And then my age group got the fun parts in the beginning, but also we're still young enough that we got the worst parts. And it's the world we live in too. Anyone slightly older than me knew what was going on for 9/11. Anyone slightly older than me probably was almost older. Well, I would say up to 4 or 6 years, like Purple. He was of the age, he's not that much older than me. He was of the age to go to Iraq. And I was comfortably sitting on 6th grade and reading about it, making care packages. I would have never been old enough to go. 9/11, I had no idea, and no one younger than me did what the fuck was going on. We were not of the age to get that. We just knew everyone was scared. And all we knew after was the world that was created out of 9/11, which in hindsight, anyone older than us would have been aware if there was any kind of change. They wouldn't have known much, but it's still different. So I get why there's so many different like realities and perspectives with different age groups so close together. And then you have Zoomers who are very similar, in my opinion, to my age group, and they're older Zoomers. I think younger social media age group generation millennials, like MySpace and younger, and then older Gen Z are probably the most similar. I've broken this down in my own head 1,000 times, but not the point right now. I'm not going to keep digging. What I'm saying is, yeah, dude, like the music scene changed overnight. I watched it happen, and Warped Tour was part of that. And it literally was so crazy. Because, yeah, no, my age group literally watched relics of an old world we never got to experience. We were just told that would be there when we got to our adulthood. But the ironic thing for my exact age group, the earlier 90s babies, the barely pre-menstrual fucking MySpace eras, we still make the cut. We are the literally differential age group, the 90s babies and younger. We're going to be different forever because we never had the ability to really know the old world that had just changed right before we were even able to get it. Of course, we're different. And now we have to develop this new world where there's no laws. You know, cops are our age, so they get frustrated. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing less obvious. Okay, let's talk about somebody who might have pissed off the cops enough that they would arrest them over dumping a beer can in front of them. That's a petty fucking charge. But think about it. This person I'm speaking of, whose name I won't mention, this person's got a lot of fucking tug in the courts. His mommy and daddy's money. Killed a dude. Of course the cops don't like him, but there's not laws to really go at him the way they probably want. So, same with someone else I won't mention. You can tell the petty charges are because, look, cops are mostly our age group now in most places at this point. They get it and they're frustrated, but there's no laws in place for them to do anything with. So it's, of course, it's infuriating. And then you have older judicial members who are like, well, this isn't our problem. I'm going to check out, y'all figure it out. It's where it's at. Trust me, I've been around all of this, so yeah, it's a thing. You can tell. The older age groups don't want to deal with it. Why would they? This is insane. I mean, the millennial age group and younger always see this trauma. Global trauma, by the way. What are we doing? Like, is the world going to blow up before we're even 50? I'm not kidding. I'm 35. I hope it's longer. Okay, maybe by the time my age group, I might be 65. I'm wondering what's happening because everything seems to be de-escalating fast. And like, you know, do we have a chance, us as an age group and younger, or were we always meant to burn and be slaves when, what was the point of all this? You know, it feels like the world is destroying itself and, you know, we're kind of just floating around and adapting the best we can as an age group, and it's because we witnessed so much change, and, you know, we're going to see things that no one else has seen and understand things just because of that alone, you know? So anyways, that era growing up, especially with music, very clearly line drawn and how it changed overnight. But at first it evolved. But it didn't last very long, the evolution, because the music era for MySpace, again, it kind of brought up like fucking, crunkcore and like, you know, shitty party metal and scene shit, like Millionaires and fucking Broken Side. Let me tell you, they're horrible. I love them so much. Never make them go away. They epitomize MySpace and my high school era. All right, we're about to park and I'll shut up about MySpace, but and walk through it. Anyways, I wasn't gonna look at you guys because I'm not in the proper position to not look at the road. So, hope you appreciate my respect for my safety and others. I'm not trying to ignore you. You're not more important than the road. So, when I get my setup, I'll glance, but don't write novels. I won't read novels, even glancing. The thing is, when the phone's up and I can see it right in my line of vision for the road, I don't have to lose my line of vision. And if I can glance, I don't have to really look at the phone. You know what I'm saying? Do not write me novels while I'm driving. I'm going to ignore them. But that's not even where we're at yet right now. So, all right, how long? Okay. I'm going to chill with you guys for a second. And then I'm probably going to go back because I'm literally across the street. Anyways, over it. Oh, brand new in the PDF level era. Fucking, oh my God. Before I stop talking about Pop Punk and Warped Tour, did you guys love my video? I love that video, Parker Cannon pushing that bitch off the fucking stage. Because listen, it was during the Me Too era. I was in Costa Mesa in my bedroom watching it online, and it was the beginning of like the Teen Wolf era and shit, or the end of the, well, I call it, anyways, I have all these thoughts in my head, but you know, Parker Cannon fucking pushed this bitch off a stage, and the reason nobody got mad and like condemned him when people could have for less, I still think that was before the real Karen age of sociopathic targeting. So even with the Me Too movement though, that dumb bitch got on stage and fucking took a picture, and he like dumb kicks her off like bitch, what the fuck? But he made it fun. I'm like, yeah, like why did she get up there and make it about her? Like that was weird, bitch. Literally, why? Also, like, I don't think he hurt her. It was just kind of funny. Also, like, no offense, but he kicked her into the pit, which is where he went up in the pit. She was probably fine any other time, and if she would have been crowd surfing and fell. So, did he really do anything wrong? It was just amusing, and it makes me chuckle every fucking time. Anyways, I'm looking at y'all. You're too young for MySpace? Oh, I got fucked with my Facebook. Here's the thing. When I was in high school, MySpace fucking... Oh, I cannot read all this. We're going to start over. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm paying attention now, look, guys. If you talked to me while I was driving, I can't read all that. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Let's start over. I'm watching now, though. But, yeah, MySpace got sold, though. Tom did exactly what he should have done. He made it a really big business, and before it tanked or became corporate or any level of beyond a small profit that he could just live off of afterwards or turn something else into a different business. You know, that's kind of how business is. I don't know, a lot of people like Patty, she taught me, you know, it's kind of a thing for people to just kind of generate. Well, yeah, because, I don't know, there's a lot of strategy to it. I'm not going to get into it right now, but, I'm losing my train of thought, and I want to remember it. Let me see where I was at. You asked me a question. Oh, yeah, no, Tom sold it before it became, like, a sellout fucking monster alien freak show where everyone knows your business even if they shouldn't, and your mom's gonna be on there too. I hate Facebook. I haven't had one since 2007. Okay, Farbox hacks my phone. She thinks she knows I have a Facebook. It is a fake Facebook that nobody knows. It's me on there, and I'm not friends with any of my friends. I get on it to kind of watch like POTS awareness groups, housing groups, anything that could be helpful on Facebook Market. I only have it for that. Or Facebook information, you know. So anyways, Farbox, yes, you hacked me, good job. One of my accounts, I technically do have a Facebook. It's not meant to be a Facebook for that reason, though. Like, I hate Facebook, but yeah, I guess I technically do. It's not what I use for like that, though, so yikes. Farbox, be dumber. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. It is what it is, and we can tell. Yikes. Oh, should I smoke a blunt or a cigarette? Oh, I don't want to get off on tangents, actually. Oh my god, squishy in here. Yo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, you're telling me things that Squishy, are you Gen X? Yeah. Also, Gen X is the generation I'm most jealous of because I think that they were the last age group to A, have fun and have technology, but B, also have some opportunities millennials will never get. What's up, Freeside? Well, I think a lot of guys have 6-inch sticks. I would mod Squishy, but he kind of was being mean to me initially. I don't know if he wants to be a mod. He's been fine lately, but I don't want to just make him feel like he's obligated if I pissed him off. So if he wants to, like, let me know. I can't. No, like, Purple did all that stuff, Joe. I agree. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, it's really good in some ways that we had to wait and just figure out over time, kind of in the worst conditions. Like, he can really make a car's issues show up fast. And it's way harder than it's supposed to be at this time of year. So, an older car especially, it doesn't matter how well maintained it is. I've had older cars and newer cars out here. Even the newer cars can break down easy and fast in the heat, but it won't stay broken down. The problem with older cars, especially ones from different eras of marketing or manufacturing, like mine, the Blazer my friend gave me was 2004. Really nice, well-maintained Blazer, but also Chevys don't last when you drive like me. And I worked all the time in it, and I also drove to Cali in it. And then, yikes, anyways. You know, it was a gift, so I didn't lose my job, and that was amazing. But ultimately, right before I lost that, well, I didn't lose it. No, I pawned it, or I sold it, I think, for $800. Anyways, some dude who knew how to fix it took it for his daughter. Bye, Blazer, don't need it anymore. Fuck, I never put money into that car if I didn't have to. That's when I got the Corolla. Anyways, oh God, I'm trying to go off on what I'm saying, and then I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be annoying. Do you want to be at one, Squidgy? I'm not going to pressure you into it. I don't want you to hate me and be like, bitter I made you like, everything's free will over here, okay, guys? Except for being criminal and making people feel unwelcome just because you don't like them, okay? I will ban for that. Also, don't spam. You don't get any narrative in a chat where other people are talking to. Everything is fair or get the fuck out. That is my own, obviously never no doxing. Obviously don't fuck with kids. I will say, like, even I've fallen prey to the lowering yourself to attacking a family member before, but honestly, it was severely provoked, and I'm not usually like that, but also I didn't necessarily have to feel the way I'm telling you guys, I literally just, like, don't react because I always offer olive branches. And what I've noticed about myself is I kind of accumulate, like, tells in people and what triggers them over time. It's not intentional. It's just because I usually don't react and I try. But when people go so hard at me, I feel, like, threatened to the point I have to respond to get them the fuck off me. Yeah, it's kind of just, like, instinct for me to run my mouth about things that are obvious that bother them. It does not have to affect me. That's not the point. I'm trying to get under their skin because they're making me feel uncomfortable and I want them to back off. That's the psychology of it, I think, would be. But anyways, I'm dying. You want me to hi, Lily? I can't read all this. I'm tired. I'm trying to wait. Oh yeah, yes. Well, that is one great thing, Joe. It gives me a lot more confidence in my fucking car, which is amazing. However, here's what's happening on my shelter situation. So, as we know, 2 weeks is the policy max supposed to be allowed for time out of bed because, like, they're going to give it away at that point. It's just, that's supposed to be policy. Although, because I was going on a mission to get something that was ultimately part of what they need me to do so that I can do my due and not get stuck there for 2 years while they make money and I don't care. Bitch, my fucking case manager, fuck her. But my therapist, check this. My case manager's a lazy bitch and needs to find a new job, or if she's too pregnant to fucking work, she needs to get the fuck out and let someone who cares, they can care, take her role. She's literally, oh my God. The fact that my one roommate's been there for 2 years, me and her both advocate for ourselves. We're just not easy to get rid of because we're not people with major issues there's not as many resources for normal people anymore. And honestly, DV, which my roommate is also, it should be categorized under mental health because it is severely traumatic in various ways and it's also very unique, and you need to be in an environment where that's fostered and acknowledged, not dismissed because you're quiet and you don't have major problems that make it easy. Anyways, I'm just saying, I don't want to be that bitch that's stuck there because my case manager literally finds it too much of her time to bother to put the effort into anything that she could do to get me out of there faster when I'm doing all the things. Dumb bitch. Fuck her. Anyways, she was fighting with me. Oh my God. I talked to her. First starter, she just didn't exist for 2 days. Like, how am I? And then I couldn't find anyone. And then when I email her, she doesn't respond. She's a fucking retard. You can't just, like, I did report her and she had to be retrained for it. And then I forgave her because she acted genuine again. But you know what, dude? No, she was pretty. She dressed pretty skanky herself. She's really pretty. And I liked her at first. But then I realized, like, she wasn't good at multitasking. She kind of just did what she wanted to deal with. And then, like, didn't do what she didn't want to deal with. It was insane. Like, I had to wait 2 hours when I had an appointment with her because she ended up forgetting that she had oh my God, no. This bitch needs to not do what she's doing. And if it's a pregnancy, bitch, take your leave. You're hurting people. But she fucking debated me instead of just doing it. The policy is if I talk to my case manager, especially for something that's doing what they're telling me to do, yikes, I can do 2 weeks. I just have to let them know. There's nothing that I can't. No, she was like arguing with me about it. Also, let's just start with nobody knows how much money I've had to put this in a project. And there's a reason for that. It's my fucking business and never anyone else's. And I'm grateful. And that is all that matters. And I put it in exactly what I should have. Insurance for Abby, a car that I had to have. I'm working already. It's already better. Even though it's not that great, it's still fucking hopeful. And whatever I was donated, nobody knew, and it wasn't their business. Because I used it for what I had to get back on my feet. And I didn't do it on drugs. I didn't waste it. And that is all anyone needed to know. And you know what? My case manager was so fucking insane. She was trying to debate me on, well, so here's the thing. In SCID, at the government directly funded shelters, this is how it goes. Private ones are different, or third-party ones that also take some government funding. They're different. But I don't know if all of them are different, but I hear they're way different. But Newsom's pet project, Weingart, every day a client is in bed, or a resident, intermediary, homeless person waiting on a voucher list. Yeah, the case manager gets $1. So, that's funny. I wonder if my case manager just didn't want to lose money. So that's why she wasn't just giving me my rights to go my 2 weeks, which are in policy, the max. Although it got delayed past that. So here's the thing. My therapist, though, she's the one who's actually acting like she cares. And she's my sister's age, and she gets all the social media shit. And it's really amazing to just be able to talk to someone who gets it also on all levels and is a professional and I feel comfortable talking to. And she was so empathetic, and she wasn't thinking I was crazy. And that was so fucking amazing. Granted, the shelter did not hurt me with you guys trying to false report. That was crazy. That made me feel great, and I was done after that. You guys have nothing. All right? That didn't get through at all. They protected me more. Stop. It's not helping. Keep it away from me, because I got the shit to put away. Y'all want to catch a charge? Don't target me. I don't want to go after people, but literally don't make me. I have the power, and I have the things started up to continue to deal with you if you guys keep it up. Anyways, not the point. Fuck it. Wait. Whoa. No, I have no money left over, because here's the thing. Because of a title sale that the licensed seller didn't do his job for and insure. Now here's the thing. Yeah, Purple could have made sure and been more careful about really making sure, but here's the thing. That's a normal human error, and it wasn't his responsibility. I'm not mad. It scared me because it caused me to think that maybe I'm going to lose my shelter. Also, though, at this point, I actually think the therapist got me to the point where the super is going to try to keep me there regardless. If we get back at the day, then we're going to get back. So, we'll see. Also, I don't even think I want to say if that's optional, but my therapist promised no matter what, I can see her even if I'm not there. So check this. I love her. I'm going to keep her. And then, now I have the car, I can go to the actual doctor that I know can get... I was already set up for psych. So, the fact that I waited for 2 appointments with the Weingart doc who never called to get referred to as like, yikes, not dealing with that. I'm going to take care of my mental health, and I'm ready to go there. Also, I have a couple other options too. So, yeah, it was really horrible to see that, like, I was just trying, and other people's mistakes. Like, Purple did so much for me. He was never in charge of the bill, but I had to pay a lot of money to get him there, send him back, and then I had to get him back to Sacramento. It's a lot of my money that wasn't supposed to be gone. And then, because it was so hot, instead of sleeping in the car like I thought would be economical and fine, it was too much for me and Abby. I had to get hotels. So it sucks, but you know what? At the very end of the day, the ultimate fucking goal is met if the bare needs base need met, right? The car is good. And basically we've driven it long enough to check. And Purple is still around, and he'll be back. Like, for example, I hulked off I broke the plastic handle on the side of the door, trying to squeeze in an order that was huge. And the door handle broke as I shut it, but at least I shut the door. Purple's gonna fix that. Also, there's this one noise we need to figure out. And we think we know what it is, and it's not dangerous if that, but he's gonna check that. But everything else, like the AC, it worked for a minute, and then it failed because in the heat, it was already old and it fucking died. But it worked for a second. So then we knew I had to buy a condenser. And oh my God, Purple was insistent on that. And you know what? He was right about that 100. Even though it's not normally this hot this time of year. Oh my God, as soon as the AC in the car. Also, the car is older, so I'm not driving it and putting that much load on it in the heat, you know? But right now, I'm getting really great shifts early in the morning when it's nice and chilly. The car is holding its weight. Even the one day I got stuck in the middle of the day, I had Abby in the car. I was making deliveries and fucking, the AC stayed good. The car didn't overheat. It seemed okay. I don't want to do it a lot because older cars I've had out here, and I know what this Hun does to them. So, anyways, long story short, I'm gonna stop. It didn't, but it did, but we didn't know it would fail until we drove it a little bit long enough to realize it wasn't in the shape. There's certain parts you can't tell are breaking until they're broken, which is the worst parts, like the engine, the transmission and the fucking AC stuff, right? You can't open it up and be like, this is going bad. No, it kind of just happens, and you have to have the money and quickly take care of it or fuck you. That's literally how it goes with those parts. Everything that you can predict and look at and assess easily or at all, almost, because I think you can't even look. I think you have to, I don't know. I have always been under the impression most people I know that work on cars don't even fuck with that shit. It's really hard to diagnose, if even at all possible. I believe at least the transmission is one, if I'm not mistaken, where there's no way even a mechanic can break into it unless they literally decode it or whatever and like test it. I don't know. But my point is, you don't know those parts because those are the ones you can't tell until it's too late, because it's like you can't see until it's hidden, right? You feel it when you feel it. So as far as I'm concerned, the car is holding its weight, but I'm going to baby the fuck out of it because it is older. I do need it for commute and local deliveries, and I will be okay. I'm not going to keep it on long road trips whatsoever. It's not going to be Raven. It's not. Although it has almost the same mileage as Raven, slightly less, and it's double the age. So it was not beat up the way my car was. This car is a very well taken care of older car. And Purple did a lot for me, so I'm happy, because at the end of the day, even though I lost some stuff, honestly, other stuff came out of it, and the reality is, at the worst case scenario, the number one thing was the car. Even if it's for a few months, I've already made really good money doing the apps. Really good money. And I fixed the bullshit that I was pissed about the other day. I typed about. They did fuck up. Like, dude, it was their fault. Why am I getting at risk? I didn't do it. I have good ratings. Stop, dude. Yikes. Respect your drivers. Don't do that to them. And they fixed it. They gone. So I'm back to a normal rating, and it's not scaring me anymore. So that was nice. Annoying that I had to even call them, because I was promised I wouldn't have to, but whatever. It's fixed. It's over. My rights were not violated, so we're good. Annoying. Not worth my time being to deal with, but at least it's fixed. Really, really good money, though. So, also a lot more of a predictable schedule than some of the apps I do. I have a variety of them, but I think the two that I'm going to focus on are the ones that pay you a big buck and a nice chunk of time that you kind of just... I'm going to do the easily consolidated ones I don't have to shop for. I kind of just want to drive, get it done with, and be done, and make a nice, solid, like, set pay. So I've got a couple of gig apps I'm preferring right now. No, my point is... Hi, sweetie. You want to hang out? This is chat. I mean, my ride is what I need, and I'm grateful as fuck, and why does anything else beyond that need to be the point? Yeah, I lost a little money, and I'm lucky that I had it, so me and Abby didn't get to take his fuck out here, and then I was able to at least fix mistakes to get to the part where the car was ready to go, and that is ultimately, at the end of the day, all I needed. I can park anywhere, as long as it's, Arizona's too hot for that right now. Also, I actually have a couple opportunities in AZ, although I think I'm going to pass on it for 3 months. I don't know yet. I really don't, but I wouldn't tell you anyways right now if I did. But obviously, probably wouldn't tell you immediately or for a while if I could. I might take a month off next month for a couple things, kind of just to get back on my groove with work and like focus. And honestly, like I said, the only reason I had you guys live constantly after the DV stuff was because I was vulnerable alone in my car and I was coping, and none of you had done any of that to me at that point. So I trusted the chat to not do what you guys did. That was stupid. Duh. As soon as you got the power, what did you do? Silly gooses. Anyways, yikes, never doing that again, because you guys can't pretend to be my customers if you don't know where I'm at. So, power's gone. I'm gonna get back to that, and then I might do some light streaming with like Billy and Aladdin and fucking who else would I hang out? Oh, Daisy, I talked to her. I basically told all of them, I'll be back, like, breathe. I don't know if Turbsy wants to scream, but like, he's cool. Who else? Fucking, I think primarily those would be the ones, like, I would be hanging with that I've talked to. That I can think it would be Aladdin, Billy, and like, yeah. So, and obviously Mike and Eric. I don't really float with Being Gang like that. I don't hate them, but like, I'm not trying to OC just hanging with Being Gang. It's not worth the content or the drive for me. Although, maybe if they hang out in my area, of course, but I'm not gonna go out. I love the brothers. They're a little rowdy though, so I gotta have my exit route if I need it, which is a car. Yeet, let's go. That means I don't get stuck anywhere where shit gets too harsh for me and Abby. I don't like to be put in that position. So, Hi, sweetie. You okay? Alright, kiddo. Do you have to potty or are you just trying to get... Alright, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I literally wasn't even supposed to go live right now. I'm kind of rambling because I'm exhausted. I think Abby is ready to go to bed. And I'm going to see if maybe if I take 5 cough drops, maybe it'll last long enough for a 2-hour bout before I cough myself violently awake. If it doesn't work, I'm still going to try because I'm not tired. So, I am, but also, like, I've got all this stuff going on. It's complicated, Edward. And I'm not even of interest to discuss all of it right now, and I'm not going to. I've given you guys a lot, though, at this point, because I'm at a point that it's safe, and you guys can't fuck with my shit just because you want to. I didn't do anything wrong. Also, you know, shit happens, and the best you can do is what I did, and I handled it. It's okay now, and nothing you guys can do to target me will actually affect me at this point. So, you know, mistakes were made. You guys, if you'd known things before and the mistakes were made, you would have tried to get me arrested for things that weren't my fault. I know how you fucking freaks operate. So, you don't get to know things. Honey, are you okay? Honey, Abby, are you okay? Why are you hyperventilating? Why are you excited? Are you anxious? I'm stressed, huh? Okay. I'm stressing you out. Okay. Yeah, guys, we're gonna take a nap. I'm not gonna get a hotel tomorrow night because it's gonna go back to normal weather and I don't have much more money. I mean, I made a lot of it back, but definitely not all of it. And also, like, I need it for other things. And anyways, like, all my bills are paid. I did have a little bit of money to get some weed, but it's insane to know that I should have had a security net and it's gone. But at least the car's good, and that was my main security net, so I'm still grateful. But yeah, life sucks sometimes. It is what it is. At least I got what I got, and I'm okay now. And I trust that Purple, before he leaves, absolutely. Me and Purple are gonna have beach day or go to the RV, because it's been so stressful. And when me and Purple get to not be stressed, it's so much fun to kick it with him, and he's a fun time. But we've only had stress, and he's one of the only people that goes through it next to me trying to help me when no one else will. And he is not someone to compliment me, but like all the things you guys say about me, Purple was the first to like scoff at wildness at the defamation because he didn't even know me that well and he knew you guys were lying. My own family pretended not to know me. Yeah, Purple actually cares. Actually, even Astro really cares, and Justin did too. And who knew that 3 strangers I never met in a random area of California I'd never know I would end up in would care about me more than my own family. And someone I love deeply, dude, that literally demonically and digitally wanted me to die. Anyways, yeah, it's a lot. It's gonna get better. I will hug Abby. I'm gonna shut off my brain for a minute if I can and take a million cough drops. Oh my God, guys, pray for me that I get 2 hours out of it. 5 cough drops, 2 hours. Let's pray. Maybe I'll take it down to 4. Wait, you're sending me 50? Oh, really? If you do, thank you. If not, okay, cool. Thank you for trolling. But thank you if you're not gonna... I'm okay, but that wouldn't be... I wouldn't oppose that. Thank you so much. Also, my priority right now is passing out because I can't think straight. So I'm gonna leave now. I'll talk to you guys another day. Sorry I wasn't very interactive, but also I'm driving and my brain's fried and I'm done. But also that guy freaked me out and I had to tell you my fucking experience. LOL. Yes, my cough that's clearly charred as you hear me dying of bronchitis. Yes, it's charred. It's all charred. Math. Oh my God. Anyways, no, I've never been able to any level of attempt stay up this late. I'm being literally like abruptly broken up out of my sleep. Sometimes either just randomly puke. Oh my God. The other day was so bad. I hate my life right now. Not at all, actually, but God, I need a break. This is annoying. Can I just get through something without... I also want to tell you guys something. Whatever happened during the year I was off meds with Purple and the trial and Astro, I didn't have access to my meds at that point, so I wasn't on them. And that stress changed my physiology without the meds, because when I got back on the meds, they did different things or they didn't work at all. And check this. I've been in the heat. And you know what? I haven't had any stimulants, which usually in this kind of heat, I have to have my Adderall. And, no cap, dude. I'm not comfortable, but with the AC in the car working, having the hotel room, I'm making it work. I'm not getting too sick. So, like, do I even need Adderall anymore? If I don't need it, I don't want it. You know, something didn't change with my body that was inside. I'm sure blood tests or comparisons to old stuff would probably show it, but the doctor is absolutely positive. I'm right on that theory. We just haven't gotten proof. Something changed my literal physiology to the point where it's not taking or reacting to meds that used to work on me at all. And if they're working, it's bad, like the steroid, which was literally lowering my immune system to the point that is a side effect, but was never one for me. to the point where I was getting like sick and also really bad hives. Yeah. So, it wasn't, I can't use fluid or cortisone anymore. I can tell. Also just stress in general does that. So yeah, dude, if I don't need those meds, I got myself off fucking birth control because that made my POTS worse. Around like 2019 at my parents when I went home. Yeah, so before I came from Scottsdale to Kent for that 7 months, before 2020, I had slowly, I didn't like my cardiologist because he wasn't efficient and it wasn't helping my POTS. So that was later after I found a neurologist. But anyways, so I basically said fuck off with that. And that was when I was like, dude, I'm going home for a little bit. I can kind of see how this goes and also have an environment where if I get sick, you know, I can kind of check it and I won't have a lot of responsibility. So I started weaning myself off all my meds before I went to Ohio. And then I saw what my body did without them and which ones I needed and which ones I didn't. I used to take, the birth control is like actually studied to be a very bad exacerbator of POTS. So also birth control, fuck it, it's really not something they should just be sending around like candy the way they do. It's got a lot of risks and I don't want to fuck with birth control. But anyways, oh god. The NuvaRing was bad because my doctors didn't know, but I didn't ever like want to deal with my period, so I would skip them by not taking it out. And the doctors were always like, well, as far as we know, if you take it out every 4 weeks, you just don't make your body have, you know, basically what that did was, yeah, I didn't have periods sometimes and I didn't have to do it, but when my body would be forced into like kind of just doing it anyways, I would like wake up in the middle of the night. I did have like, I think I was developing ovarian cysts because, I think it would be that, right? Anyways, I'm not going to get TMI with it. My point is, it fucked me up. It made my POTS worse. Bye. And I didn't have a lot of sex anyway. So, you know, when me and you know who got together, we knew that. And I'm not going to get into the fact that maybe there were blanks involved. But also we did a lot of plan B. Because at least I knew that was still like less of a consistent like chemical. And it's different than birth control, you know. So, I felt it was less of a risk. I still didn't even like doing it because honestly, we ended up getting it all the time. And I found a place at Dollar General for $50. So like, yeah, I don't know. But that was our solution to that. Jay and I think always use condoms. I don't think I was on anything with him at any point and nothing ever was risky. So yeah, anyways, I don't know. Those are the two guys I had the most sex with, period, recently. And yeah, not relevant. I'm gonna keep talking about nothing, so I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, guys. I'm sorry I'm not interactive. I enjoy this chat. It's been so much better lately. Eric, I'm glad we got to the same point. I think you're cool. I relate to you, and I don't hate you, and you're not a monster, and I approve. Sorry if you thought I was coming at you like that. Thank you for coming to the same point I got to. Call me next time, and give me something less annoying to talk about, though. Motherfucker. And as for everyone else I haven't said hi to, oh, you need to send it? I think you can send it after, but okay, I'll drive with you guys to the hotel, but it's only 4 minutes, so if you want me to stay live, I think you can send it after anyways, but I can't stay awake much longer, so it would be pointless if I just say, like, I can't just shut you guys off in at least 10 minutes, but I'll do my best. If you want to send it, and it's not sent by then, I'm sorry, but I also think if you want to, you could still do it. Also, if it's a troll, it's fine, it is what it is, but yeah, no, I'm more tired than I'm worried about $50 right now, you know, and that's not an arrogant thing I'm trying to say. I'm just, I gotta try, bro, you know, I gotta try. I'm so tired. I hate this. Like, I am not cut out for not sleeping. I'm a sleepy bitch all the time. All I do is sleep. I can't even sleep when oh my god. The one night, everyone in the house took everything because we had to move out, and someone that I won't mention found all these random bags of Coke that, 2, I have no idea where they came from. 1, I totally forgot about, but I remember putting it there and just literally forgot about it. It was good stuff that someone gave me, and I didn't use it because I wasn't like that. I was just like in the house. So like years later, someone found it when we were moving out, and of course there was one other one because I went to Old Town with the dogs one night, and this weirdo at a bar gave me some. I don't even know what was safe, but yeah, everybody used it all. I don't know which was what. Who knows what was what, and if it was effective, it was cool. Or if it made a difference. I don't know. That was around the same week or so that I started using you know what. And that had taken like a while, remember, until that happened with me. So I was still on my Adderall, and I was on caffeine pills. I still couldn't stay up for 2 days. Okay? I do believe with like drugs like stimulants, the real fucking risk is more based around what the sleep deprivation can do, which is why I don't think it makes sense why I would never have the paranoia, because I'm not physically able to stay up past 3 nights. So like this is a hell I've never lived in before in my life. This even like 2.5 fucking days, bro. Okay, 2.5 days is a half a day too much, and I am not cut out for this. Oh my god, I've never experienced this. I get it, what it does now. Like I suspect it, but I've never personally experienced it, you know. So I'm tired, and I can't. My brain. Anyways, I think I'm gonna not work right now. I'm gonna get some sleep, and it's only 11. What the fuck? Oh fuck. Oh, there it is. Oh god, where am I going? I know I'm so blind. Purple forgot to bring my. Okay, so fuck this. Check this. I forgot to bring my glasses and my pillow when I left SAC the first time. Purple had everything ready to go to bring to me this time and forgot it. So when he comes back, I get my glasses because I haven't had the opportunity or the access to just get to an optometrist yet. I will get to that very shortly now that I have a car. It'll be fine. But for a minute, it was not the priority. It sucks because now that I have the car, it really, like, I have to really rely on bright areas and lines on my map. Obviously, I can see cars, but I can't read signs. Everything's a blur that I have to read. So that's kind of why I stick to the lines, you know, on the map. But I can't even tell where I'm at sometimes. So I will be getting glasses back soon. They're fucking taped with electrical tape. That's fine. They're shit from like 2017. Don't care. Things are gonna be normal in a second on some level, and I'm ready for it. You know, that's basically where we're at. But holy fuck, I'm tired and I'm blind, and I want to lay down. Why am I awake for half a night longer than I've ever been in my life? What is wrong with this life? I'm tired. I got a hotel to rest, my dudes. This is not rest. This is not nice. Whoever's contributing to me having so much stress, I'm more sick. Hello, it only adds more stress to that. When am I going to be healthy? Hello. Can I get through this like a person? Yeah, that's about all I gotta say about that. Like, it could literally be worse, and I acknowledge that. It has been. But goddamn, I need a break, and I'm ready. So, yeah, guys, I don't know when I'm gonna take some time off to kind of ignore you guys for a minute, get back to me, and let you guys figure it out online without, you know, focusing so much on me. Sorry, it's a weird obsession some of you guys have, and I gotta do me. Oh, I don't want to pray there. Okay, we're gonna pour for a second. I am gonna finish the blunt. Okay, 5 more minutes probably max, but yikes, guys. I'm tired and I'm definitely done. We're gonna put the lighter again. Fuck. Hey, bro, I might light a cigarette. You might get another 10 minutes out of me. And maybe I'll, oh god, if I talk to you guys though, I might never stop. My brain's like that fried. Oh my god, I'm not cut out for fucking 3 nights, 2 nights. 2 nights is my limit. What is this demon in my throat? Violently abrupting my need for sleep. I'm going to nag, not actually. Okay, well, where'd the lighter go? I'm just like, honestly, come on, give me a break, life. I'm trying to be positive, I'm trying to be grateful, because I am all those things. It actually blows my own mind. I'm trying to find the bright side in the worst of things, and I don't see anything I'm doing wrong at this moment that anyone has to critique or judge me for. I think I'm doing everything that a lot of people, a lot more than me, don't do. And I'm going to call that out because I think it's evident. You can't deny it at this point. And I don't care if you want to like gaslight me and tell me it's for an alternative motive. No, I'm trying really hard to get through whatever the fuck this hell is, because I do want to get through it, and Abby and I deserve better. I want to get my babies back, and I want my life back at the end. Okay? So, you know, I'm going to fight for myself a little more than I thought I ever would. And here we are, and, you know, I think, again, I've been right about this. Again, to the levels, I don't know for sure. I think the worst is over right now. This was kind of the point of the car. And if all the other shit hadn't happened, I still would have just had the car. You know, it's like the money that I had to get me through the accidents was really never mine to begin with, and I just didn't know it. So I never had a budget, really. I just was only able to use the money to protect myself and get the car done right. And that ultimately was all I needed to start with, and that was the expectation. Yeah. So I'm something in a good way, but I don't know if I'm back quite yet to more than that, but, you know, shit's chill. I do feel like there's hope, and I think, honestly, I've been driving around this car a lot, in the heat even, put it through a lot of tests. I love this fucking car. It is basically Raven, if Raven never got beat the fuck up the way she did, and also 10 years older, or so, something like that. This is my car, but, like, also doesn't have a dash cam, which is annoying, but also, I like it because this car's kind of shaped slightly more aerodynamic than the Corolla, and it's easier to see, and I don't have as many blind spots. So, actually, it's not that bad backing up. I love the Corolla's backup camera, though, just for the sole fact that, like, Thomas Road's Plaza, you know, by Subway and Albertsons, by my house, you know, where you know who worked, and, anyways, obviously, if you guys knew where I was, everybody knew Scottsdale. That was right down the road from my house. So, you know what? I don't remember what the fuck I was saying. Oh, the driving in. Okay, if you guys know Old Town, right? The beginning of Old Town and South Scottsdale, the border, which is off Thomas, right? You guys know the, I think you still got the Subway. I think I saw it recently. It looks the same. You come off of the south, if you come from the Tempe direction, which is like rural to Scottsdale, you'll pass the border, and on your right, you have this plaza, and then in that plaza, I know you guys know this area, because it's very well known at this point, and a lot of people know Scottsdale. Anyways, you're gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about when I describe this, if you know what I'm talking about. The reason that I needed backup cameras in that area, because they compacted the tiniest, most, like, impossibly, oh my god, there is a particular parking area in that plaza that literally is the most disturbingly unthought out and structured entrance off the road I've ever seen. It's so dangerous. And anyways, it's best to back into those areas, and also they're very tight. Even with good eyes and not having a backup camera, you can fuck it up. Just to know that being parked back to front is still safer, because even when you have to back out, dude, what you're contending with in those parking spots are people with one lane coming off of a 40-mile-per-hour road, basically, and anyone, like, they're pushed to keep pushing in. So you can't really back out. They come in fast, and then you have people coming from the Shake Shack corner. And they're not looking because they're going 35 around the corner. They can't see you around, so don't back up too soon. You want to have it in front of your nose of the car. So that backup camera was my really best for that. So I don't need a backup camera, but that was, you know, the Corolla served its purpose with what it had. This Mazda is basically me. I feel like I slipped back into Raven, but this is Hope. And Hope's making me question things, because Hope is supposed to make me want hope. When I say I'm hopeful, don't take my hope away. And you know what? At the end of the day, the only hope I had to take away was money that didn't matter for the main goal anyways. And it sucks, because it would have been helpful to be less stressed and just be like, look, I have a couple months rent ready to go. But you know what? I'm pretty sure they don't like to take people with a lacking of stability of income within. Like, look, unless you... I don't think apartment complexes are favorable to people that don't have consistent, stable income, if it's not over 4 to 6 months usually, unless you pay up front everything. And I didn't even have that. I had a couple months ready to go. So that's gone. It is what it is. Honestly, you know what? Like I said, the goal is met and achieved. We're good. It's stressful and I am tired, but I'm definitely hopeful. But goddamn, the other week I was losing it. And I wondered what the fuck I call this car Hope for, but hope and hope. God is real. But yeah, I'll finish this blunt. I don't know if I can do a cigarette. Let me see if you guys are chatting about anything I won't go on a tangent about. I'm kind of more down to babble right now, because if I talk to one of you guys individually, it won't stop, because I want to have a convo. Also, I'm too tired to remember what I'm saying. It might be a bad idea. I love you guys, actually. This chat's been so much better lately, and I appreciate that. But yeah, anyways, herp. Oh man, another call. I hate my brain. That wasn't your brain, Shay. That was your fucking throat. Stop, bronchitis, I hate you. I can't breathe, I'm dying. I'm dying. Stop it. I mean, this is so just plain rude. It's not even POTS. It's normal people illness, but it shouldn't be even relevant. Arizona. Because it's not normal for you to get to Arizona in the Southwest. The Southwest is wider, open, sunnier. That's how you kill a virus. The East is different. You're tucked into cold, dark, confined areas where things spread. It is different out west. You're not supposed to catch bronchitis unless you have no immune system. That's not normal that I have an immune system this low. That I have fucking bronchitis and I'm mad. God damn it, I'm just so tired. Alright guys, I'm gonna babble. I'm sorry, I love you guys. I'm not gonna respond right now because I'm so tired. I have to just go to bed, and once this is out. Anyways, those of you I like a lot, you know, I really hope you guys are doing okay. The internet is very interesting to watch lately, and it is not directed at anyone at all. But there's some power change roles and dynamics that have shifted, I've noticed. I like to use those terms. I really genuinely like feel best as an analogy. The humans get to live, and the zombies are thrashing in the coffins they were supposed to be in anyways. And they're watching us walk away, and it's pissing them off. And I don't need to say more than that, but I just, yeah. I might go live a few more times before I take a little bit off. I might only take 3 weeks off. I don't know. I'm going to take a chunk of time off to not have you guys in my head, though. No offense. I'll talk to who I need to behind the scenes. I need to get comfortable being myself again the way I'm used to without any other situations. And, as much as I love my guy friends, Purple, Luis, Ethan, essentially, I haven't had my own privacy for a while, and sometimes that's all I'm asking for. And me and Abby doing our thing. It should be me, Abby, and Daisy, and Rosie at least. I wish Bean would have been included too, but she always had a risky prognosis, and it is shocking she even made it as long as she did. But the girl's gonna dream, right? She made it to 4. You'd think maybe she was out of the water. Anyways, it should at least be the OG3 with me in my car. I always told myself, no matter what happened, at least with the Corolla. Here's the thing. Okay, so check